specializes in top quality hosting for all types of clients, servers with faster pings and web hosting for lower prices. All on top of the line hardware and prices starting at $4.95 a month. Visit excessive.com for details. No one exceeds like Excessive.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ponage TV and Frag Dominant's presentation of the TF2 Shotgun Shootout Tournament Round 1. Brought to you by Diamond Multimedia, Thermal Take, Extract Pads, and Excessive Servers. We have Makeshift at 4-1, number 2 in Sevo P versus Legacy, 3-1, number 4 in Sevo P. And Legacy, well warmed up, coming right off of a COD4 win that was something like quintuplet overtimes. And hopefully they're not too worn out for their matchup here, as Leo and I are not too worn out from prattling on before the match about how great we thought this matchup was going to be. Hopefully we're not going to be disappointed, and I am very fired up to see what should be a good matchup, Leo, and I hope that you agree with me that this will be, all expectations would be that this should be a pretty even matchup and going back and forth.
Oh, most definitely. This is probably the best match in the entire round one, as a matter of fact. It's actually, I was looking through our brackets not even a second ago, and I'm seeing wins like 20-0, another 20-0, wow, 3 20-0, 19-2. Oh, actually, those 20-0s are forfeits. That's a lot of forfeits. There we go, a 20-2, a 19-1, 15-6, 13-2. A lot of one-sided wins. Up and down the wall. I mean, it's all I see for the most part. And this match isn't going to turn into one of those. I don't really see anybody going above 10 for the most part within both rounds. Speaking of rounds, these are going to be our rules for tonight. It's going to be 2 20-minute halves. The teams with the most points after the both halves wins the entire match. And you'll see a little handy thing at the top of your screen that shows Makeshift score and Legacy score. But as for the most part, yes, again, this is the closest match, and it's sad to say that one of these two teams will be eliminated at the end of the day. So early in the tournament, in the first round, out of 6 through our entire tournament. Next week, though, we're going to be giving you some gravel pitting, and we'll probably put up the... bringing you some gravel pit action here. We're going to put up a match of the week poll. You guys can go vote on it to see what team you want to play. It's going to be probably both number 1 and 2, and I think they just reset. And the game is going live here. Dead Slash is going to be taking this away as we're watching some 5v5 Team Fortress 2 Shotgun Shootout action brought to you by Ponage Television and Frag Dominant between Team Legacy and Makeshift.
Yeah, let's take a look right here at Pain Train. The Pain Train right here is, I guess he's at your mom's pants, which, I just saw my mom about 5 minutes ago and he wasn't there, so I don't know, but whatever. And let's see, let's switch over to Messiah. See, look at Messiah from Legacy. They're setting up, this is the haystacks where they're setting up their turrets, and over on the other side, it looks like what Makeshift is going to be doing is setting it up in their flag room, or their intelligence room. So that's kind of an older style of defense right there. I don't know if that's going to pay off for them. That's Makeshift's Ravage is in there. So that's how people did it in the beginning, but it seems like most teams set everything up in the haystacks. So we'll have to see how that works out for them, see if that's pretty good. And looking at Grape Drink right there, of course, one of my favorite drinks, as I've mentioned before, Grape Drink. Purple is what I like to call it. And Makeshift Grape Drink, raining rockets down there. Somebody's on fire, so somebody's a pyro. And they are able to survive. The Legacy comes in there with the Medi Train, and everybody was Ubered, and Makeshift able to survive that. And now they're going to do their little counter-offensive, and that's what they need to do. They can't, as Pain Train gets taken down, they can't sit back and let Legacy keep attacking over and over again. They're going to have to put on their own offensive and try to push that fight over to the other side. As taking a look at Legacy's Messiah right here, who is a pyro, and Messiah goes down right as their intelligence is picked up. So Makeshift has that intelligence, and they're on the move. That's B-Man who has it. B-Man, the scout right here. He runs across a Demo Man, but is able to get away from him using fast maneuvering. Dodges the Demo Man's sticky bombs and then some regular grenades. And he gets through, but he is killed. But almost immediately, it's picked up by Ravage, the engineer, and he's going to lumber his way toward the cap room and see if he can shut this one down and get a 1-point lead here. He's going to go ambling through here. Here we go. He's going down the stairs. Now, what Legacy is going to have to try to cut them off, but this is where it's going to kind of pay off to have that turret right there, and there it does. You see the turret slows them up, and because the turret was there and not in the Haystacks room, their Devil Man was not able to come ripping around that corner and cut him off. So, nice job right there. And Leo, a very quick lead taken by Makeshift with their old school defense.
Well, you gotta remember, we're not really following the default rules that other teams are doing, which is, for the most part, 6v6 and a little bit of 8v8. I mean, we're doing 5v5, so if you see some little bit of a change up with an engineering position or even class balances, I mean, we just saw that there was a pyro out in the field instead of, well, as most games we've seen before, there were no pyros. So these teams are going to be following a little bit of a different strategy to get the best setup for a 5v5 setup, not for a 6v6. And according to Makeshift, that setup would involve having their sentry inside their intel room instead of the ramp room. And as for Legacy, they thought that having a pyro would be most beneficial. I'm going to watch from an angle of B-Man right now, who gets absolutely destroyed by Messiah, so I guess I'll stop watching him. And switch over to Pain Train from Team Legacy, who is still in my mother's pants, oddly, while playing the game. That's incredible. I didn't notice that she had a PC over in that area. But, I mean, as we see, the sentry is doing its bit of work. Pain Train is not able to get inside of the intel room to try and snag that intel and run out of there. He is held up by a single sentry, so he's not going to be able to snag the flag and run out. So, at the moment, their engineer for Team Makeshift has a lot of time to do something else. He might be able to maybe go on the offense, maybe do pick up a different position and help do some damage on the teams in a different area. As Pain Train retreated towards his own base and is now checking his own intel room to see if anything's there. No, and noticeably, Legacy put up their intel in their sentry and other mechanical giblets in their own intel room. Pain Train sees an enemy soldier right up ahead, and I think an Uber just went off. I'm going to switch over to see where that Uber is, and I can't find it, really. Great Drink, who was just Ubered. Sphinx getting a kill off on Nightmare. There he goes. Great Drink with extremely low health, calling up for his medic, getting healed up right now, getting shot by a scout, and the scout almost went for the medic, but retreated immediately there afterwards. Current score right now, folks, is Makeshift with a score of 1, and Legacy with a score of nothing. This game is still a little bit close, and right now, as we're obviously seeing, no team has a 5-point lead like we saw with our earlier matchup, which was a complete one-sided win. This is a much more closer game. We're watching some top-tier CIVO P team, Makeshift, versus Legacy, who's one of the top CIVO A teams. So both of them, I would say, equal skill, but they're in different brackets or tiers, so can't really call them equals from that point, but their ratio definitely shows it, 4-1 and 3-1 respectively. Now switch over to the angle of Sphinx from Team Makeshift, just playing a heavy weapons guy and trying to move forward, shotgunning down a sniper. Doesn't kill him though, but gets a little bit of damage off on him. Sees a soldier right in front of him, tries to gun him down, eats 2 rockets, 3 rockets in the face, and walks it off. Guns down EE as he's going right by. In the game, a B-Man taking on Jobs, or Jubes, I'm not sure how you say his name, and dying immediately thereafterwards to a scout. Right now, Sphinx has an Uber medic ready and waiting right behind him, trying to shotgun down an enemy heavy weapons guy and runs out of ammo with that shotgun, and is now getting Ubered since he almost died right there. Almost takes on the heavy weapons guy, but no, he immediately retreats towards his resupply and gets full health. That Uber was just kind of wasted, I guess, by Makeshift, who is making their way down the spiral, sees the enemy medic and heavy weapons guy who are on the defense for their team inside of Legacy's base. Their clan tag actually kind of confused me. B-Man being taken on immediately by what looked like a Demoman grenade. Sphinx is trying to go right down for the turret. Doesn't kill it though. Almost managed to, and there goes Havoc being taken on by Pain Train, who was playing a heavy weapons guy, and then right after takes down Sphinx. So Pain Train with some good defense, switching off from a scout, going into a heavy weapons guy, defends his base dead slash so far for Team Legacy.
Yeah, Team Legacy looking pretty good right here, but Makeshift with the 1-point lead. And looking at EE, that's EE, and they are running a train. They've got a demo man, a soldier, and a medic, and the soldier watching their back. And here they come. Now they're going to make their first, well, not their first, but this is going to be a very serious push for the flag. The soldier going around the other way. Here they go. They've Ubered in. They've cleared out all of the enemy hardware that was in there. Now they're trying to clear out people's. They picked up the intelligence, and now he's passed it off to the pain train. So here we go with the exit. And they've got a 4-man task force right here going through here with the medic, so this is a very good situation right here for Legacy. But now they've run into a soldier, but they have their medic with them. They're still looking strong. Nightmare trying to back up, trying to keep everybody alive. Pain Train has made his way through. He's coming back inside the base, and he's going to go up the stairs the other way. He's coming back toward them now, and now he's, well, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's waiting for them to clear it out, and they haven't cleared it out yet. So Pain Train, very dexterous, in my mom's pants at the same time, apparently, according to him. And he is taken down a notch when he was killed in the face. But quickly, they pick the intelligence back up, but now what once was a rather stacked lineup is cut down, and now they're all dead. So B-Man finishes off the last of them. Legacy had a good push right there, but unfortunately for them, it kind of fizzled out, and they weren't able to move forward. They didn't push. They waited. They should have pushed through when they had a full team, despite the fact that there was some resistance there. They might have lost 1 or 2 guys, but they were just hanging around that back stairwell, and they got taken out one by one. And by the time they rushed out of there, it was too late. They didn't have anything left, so they should have just tried to make a run right from the very beginning. As we watch B-Man now, who has switched over to a demo man, and he's got sticky bombs all over that intelligence, trying to keep that clear. We also see an engineer. He is erecting a turret, and he probably will soon erect a dispenser. And that turret, a little sissy turret right now, hasn't quite moved up yet.
It's so cute.
Now using the turret for cover, B-Man moves forward, and here he goes around the corner. Leo, a 1-0 lead right here. And boy, this is absolutely the opposite of what we saw in the last one. This is actually, excuse me, competitive, and we're actually seeing some defense in this one, whereas the last one was just an absolute steamroll.
Right now, I'm watching from the angle of Nightmare, who just snagged the intel right before he reset. Nice job by Legacy's Nightmare, getting it, just charging right for a soldier with all of his might, and now it dies to B-Man. Team Makeshift almost managed to successfully defend their intel long enough to get it reset, but no. Legacy resetting the timer on it twice. Managed to get it inside their base, and they're going for the cap right now. So Legacy is about to tie up the score with a 1-1. We're already 10 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And folks, I forgot to mention, I'm actually not sure if I forgot to mention, but I'd like to say it again. If you want me to get your shoutouts in, or read them live on air a little bit later, you can message me on PTVSS with shoutouts at the end of my name on poundponage.tv on the IRC Game Surge network. Or you can use the chat app at the top left side of your browser and hop in. We got a lot of people talking in there, usually tossing their feedback about how pro they are at gaming, but actually lying, since this is their only form of socialization through little words that are within a box. As I'm still watching it from the angle of Nightmare. Exactly. Words in a box. Imagine that. When was this invented? It's incredible technology. Like, how far we've gone these days.
Words in a box.
Justin Timberlake. Oh, anyway, we're still watching it from the angle of Nightmare, who just grenaded Great Drank and taking on B-Man with the sticky bomb there afterwards, but get taken down by Sphinx with a shotgun. Sphinx playing the heavy weapons guy, using his shotgun more than he does his heavy weapons gun, or his minigun, as he likes to call Sasha. Still whipping out a shotgun, firing over at EE. Unless someone wants to tell me how to pronounce that name, but it's still EE to me, I guess. Damaging EE just a smidge. EE firing a couple of rockets back at him, but he just gets healed up immediately after, so it's not really helping him out. Sphinx taking on the Pain Train. And he also was called the Pain Train. Terry Tate, office linebacker, he was called the Pain Train, but he sprained his ankle during an office tackling accident. so he's not in the game anymore. You can go check out some of Terry Tate's stuff up on YouTube. He's a great linebacker. And still watching Nightmare, who I think had enough camera time, so I'm going to go watch Jubes 504. I guess he's giving out his area code so we can guess his number and call him. Healing up a demo man right now as Legacy is on the offense, and the current score is tied 1-1 with Legacy finally evening it up around 13 minutes through the game. We have 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. I don't think the scoreboard. There we are. Makeshift with a score of 1, Legacy with a score of 1. You're watching Ponage Television's presentation of the Team Fortress 2 5v5 Shotgun Shootout, hosted by PTV and Frag Dominant here on Ponage Television. Watching, listening to Leonardo Gonzalez, aka Leo G2, and Mike Kafka, aka Dead Slash. Giving you some Ponage coverage, and 7 minutes left on the clock, Mike, as we are watching a much more exciting game, as we'd like to repeat constantly than we watched this morning. Both teams are at each other's throats constantly on the offense, moving up, moving an active defense for the most part, since even their engineers are in the action.
Yeah, and I think you kind of have to do that because it was a point you brought up earlier. You know, it's not 6v6, it's not 8v8. You kind of got to get everybody involved. At the most, you're going to put one person back on defense and you run everybody else on offense. And I think that Legacy learned a lesson from their last attempt where they were very hesitant. As let's switch over to B-Man, who is part of a train that's coming through here, and they're going to make a run on the intelligence. So let's get ready for this. B-Man, you see him there with a heavy and a medic. And now B-Man going through the haystacks room where the defense is not set up. Both teams doing now what Makeshift started doing. So possibly with the 5v5, that's the better way to do it. You put that extra person in your control room. And here we go. They take it out. So Legacy able to stop that particular run that Makeshift had going. That makeshift offense, if you will. And let's take a look at what both flag rooms covered with the engineers' hardware. We've got the dispensers and the turrets there. So let's have a look at B-Man now again as they're getting ready to do another offensive run. B-Man lobbing grenades across. Nice shot. He nails the two perfectly placed grenades where he nails the other team's engineer. And I'm not really sure what each team is waiting on. I think maybe they're waiting for the other team. Well, here we go. EE, who picked his nickname while he was being chased by a mouse, apparently. EE! And he is running Uber with a medic right there. They turn the corner and fail to take out the turret while Ubered, which is a shame. You really want to be able to do that, but they're able to get around it anyway because he's able to have that medic healing him as he picks up that final, picks up the intelligence as he takes out, oh, it was a teleporter that he took out. I was a little bit confused by that. I apologize. But he took out the dispenser, the turret, and the teleporter as well. Now he's going up the stairs, and his medic is still with him. Now he fakes going up the stairs. Now he's going to swing around the back way. Runs across one of his own scouts. I'm surprised he didn't pass it off. I'm not sure why he is hogging it. Don't bogart the intelligence, dude. I would have passed it to my scout, but I don't know. And now he does. He passes it to the scout, so let's switch over to the scout and see what he can do. That's the pain train. And he is flying through there, and he is dead, actually. So he didn't really do much. So we'll switch over to Messiah. Now let's switch off of Messiah, because he's just covering the middle. Let's see if we can hang around this intelligence and see if Legacy is able to put a push on here and grab this intelligence. They do, but he is quickly destroyed. Makeshift right on top of the intelligence as Ravage tries to set up a turret, but nothing's happening right there. It's absolutely not going to happen for him, unfortunately. Now we have an engineer fight, and they're busting out the wrenches, and they're both dead. So Ravage gets killed by Messiah with the wrench, but then he is quickly taken down. Pain Train here tangling with a soldier as a scout. He's tangling with a soldier and a heavy and a medic, so he's definitely in trouble. But look at his health; he's still at half health, so not too bad for the Pain Train, using speed and agility to his advantage. I don't know. This is we're seeing definitely seeing different strategies out of these teams. With this being a 5v5, Leo, it was a good call on your part. So far as Pain Train picks this up, Leo, take it home. Do you think he's going to be able to cap this here?
Oh, he's definitely going to be able to cap this. They're actually going to get the second point for their team. Actually, I'm going to look at the leaderboard right now. Havoc and Jubes, being the medics, of course, they have the top score. But surprisingly, Sphinx, playing a heavy weapons guy for the most part, has the second place score in place of a soldier. What I'm seeing here is that no team is running dual soldiers. I mean, that's the only difference that I see within the 5v5. And that no team is running a spy. Because usually within 6v6 games, I'll see spies picking up the intel within the enemy's base. I mean, it makes it much easier. And there goes the point for Team Legacy, who just brought themselves in the lead, scoring 2 points in a row. And now EE, who I've been told his name is actually Emperor. Not sure why he wouldn't just call himself Emperor. And I would just think it'd be easier to actually just say, hey, my name is Emperor, guys, by the way. Just not to confuse anybody. My name's not EE, it's Emperor. Emperor, I guess, from a comment now on, gets gunned down by Sphinx, who's, I think right now Makeshift is playing just a little bit more defensively, trying to hold off their intel so make sure that it doesn't get capped anymore. And I'm not sure if you saw that amazing display of agility and rocket jumping earlier, but I think it was EE, yes, it was EE, or Emperor, who snagged that intel and got it to their side of the base. He rocket jumped himself over the moat, jumped on top of the intel, then rocket jumped himself away from the sticky bombs that were right under. He actually managed to jump to both sides before the stickies went off and killed him. So it was actually really good rocket jumping by him, and he's the one who pretty much got that cap for them. I mean, he did pass it off to the scout, but that was all due to his professional rocket jumping. I'm watching it from the angle of Makeshift's Great Drink, who is in a fight, is in a bit of a tangle with the Demo Man. There's only 1 minute left on the clock, as the little announcer lady says right now. Makeshift is on the defensive right now. They are on the ropes. They are trying to not have their flag capped any more than what it has been. Great Drink just got a little bit wounded right now, gets wounded yet again, and gets killed by Nightmare. Doesn't get killed off by his medic. Sphinx, who I'm watching off right now, switches off from being a heavy weapons guy and takes down Emperor with a scattered gunshot at a pretty close range. Pain Train taking down the Sphinx as he was trying to retreat himself into the base. And I'm watching Pain Train right now, who's most likely going to try and get that flag, but with only 30 seconds left on the clock, I do not think that he's going to be able to bring it back to his base. It's most likely not going to happen as he walks right into Ravage's sentry gun. Did not expect it to be at that corner. That's actually Ravage moving his sentry into a different position to get it into a better spot. But it's about to get absolutely destroyed by Nightmare. But no, Nightmare dies in the sentry as well. So it looks like Ravage managed to find a better sentry spot, which he might be following here on after. Since he just took out 2 people with that sentry, the Demo Man and the Scout, they were not able to do anything in that room. It did cover a little bit more of the room. Just basically try and kill people before they even get into the room. So a nice job of him switching over. But current end score is 2-1 in favor of Legacy.
Shoutouts. Do some shoutouts.
Hey, Tally, how's it going? That's actually a pretty good idea, and actually we have about a dozen shoutouts coming in from my RC network. Remember, folks, you can get them into me at PTVSS with shoutouts on the end of my name on Pound Ponage TV. So we got over here. From Nuclear Ghost, hey, has anyone found Volgar's testicles yet? Because if anyone has seen Volgar's testicles, return them by sealing them in bubble wrap and sending them to Maya's Corporation HQ. Thanks. The Total Gaming League's Team Fortress 2 team. And yes, that's right. I'd like to mention this out to you folks that the Super Happy Fun Win team pulled out of the tournament before they even managed to fight 20 ID. Volgar came up, crapped in his pants, and says, you know what, guys, I can't do this anymore. Dropping out of the tournament before we get humiliated on air, because they would have actually been on air instead of the Penguin Doom Squad. We would have pretty much seen the same match, as a matter of fact. So, Nuclear Ghost is asking for Volgar's testicles because he dropped out instead of actually trying to at least attempt to play. From DH Dual, or Dual, I'm not sure how to say his name, what's the prize for tonight's challenge? Oh, also I'd like to give a shout out to Helen Keller. And, shout out to Helen Keller, keep it blind. Alright. And I think they called for the live. Yes, they did just call for ready.
Yes, we are live.
So I guess I'll just go through 2 more shout outs before you take it away with a bit of the action here. From Demi's Xerxes, hey, Oh wait, that's not a shout out. I don't know why people are asking me questions on their shout outs. If you want anything to know about the tournament, which a lot of people are asking about, is just look at our tournament page. It's at the top of the opponent's TV screen. If you have Firefox, just make it a tab, so you can listen into our sexy voices while reading it. And so I guess I'll read one more before we take it away from Applesauce. I want to send a shout out to my team, the Spanish Inquisition. We tried hard, but it was still no match to Babies and Rabies, because nobody expected the Spanish Inquisition, who lost their match, sadly. How sad. And that's going to be up for our shout-outs, as Dead Slash will be taken away with the action. By the way, Spanish Inquisition lost 9-3. Haha, tell everybody. Take it away, DS.
You mentioned before that you were very sad that some teams had to lose, and I gotta be honest with you. I don't get sad when teams lose. It's just, I don't know. I don't get emotional, I don't get attached to these guys, because I know at any time they could get fragged. And hey, one of these days they're not going to respawn. And I don't want to leave myself vulnerable to that. I have respawning issues. Deep-seated respawning issues. So I don't get attached. I'm a loner. A rebel. And let's follow B-Man right here. B-Man is part of the charge. I don't know if B-Man thinks he has the intelligence, but B-Man is fleeing, and he's just running the hell away from an Uber. Had a medic with him. His medic is dead, so this charge is also dead without the medic. But he's able to take out the pain train, so nice move by B-Man. Good fragging skills on his part, and look at this, he loops right back around, and that's the end of that. Let's switch over to Makeshift's Grape Drink. Makeshift's Grape Drink. Launching some rockets over on the other side. His arch nemesis Orange Drink not playing tonight. He rocket jumps up to the second level now, and we see that Makeshift has moved their turret back to the Haystacks room, so here we go. Wonder what prompted this switch on their part, possibly Legacy scoring 2 times against them, as Grape Drink tangles with Nightmare right there below the Haystacks room, and he is the winner of that one. He refuels himself as he kills, and he was hurt, but now he is good, and we have a fully fired up turret right there, and Makeshift's Grape Drink hanging around there, shooting some rockets against the wall to get his medic some Uber. Now he's going to run over and switch to a Demo Man, so let's switch away from him. Check out Tubes 504. He's got 100% Uber charge here, and he's running with a Demo Man, so he might take an actual run across here. We'll see if he does that. He's got his Uber charge. He's going the wrong way, though. He's going backwards. They're backpedaling. Obviously, that's not where they want to go, but they don't want to just waste their Uber by going across. But at some point, you have to just make that offensive maneuver, and they could be waiting for some of their team maybe to enter there with them. And Jubes runs up there. He's going to get some medical supplies, and he's got his teammate with him. So let's move away from that, as I've grown tiresome of that nonsense. And let's have a look at Ravage, who is setting up the defense here for Makeshift. And is that a dispenser he is erecting? Oh, no, I think that was a teleporter. He did not just erect a dispenser. He is erecting a teleporter. Well, he's thinking about it. He's dancing around waiting for somebody. But boy, everybody I look at is boring the crap out of me, Leo. Have you found anyone that there's some action going on with?
Why, yes, I have. I'm watching it from the angle of Makeshift's Havoc, who is healing up Sphinx. Sphinx walking inside of the enemy base into Team Legacy's base, blowing up most of the engineer mechanical nonsense in the back. Sphinx killing himself! Oh, Messiah eating a rocket in the face, barely alive, making Sphinx kill himself with his own rocket. That was an impressive display of resistance to rocket damage, I guess, by just wow, that was odd. He got a couple of shotgun shots into his back, and the moment that Sphinx turned around, he was actually so low that the rocket was at point blank range, killed himself due to the splash damage. So Makeshift almost making it outside of the base, probably could have if Sphinx didn't kill himself there. Now, I guess they're actually on the offense again, as I'm watching it from the angle of Nightmare, who's trying to dodge a bunch of everything that are coming at him. Sphinx taking on Nightmare in a sort of fit bit of rage, Pain Train taking on Havoc, the medic for Team Makeshift, before he was able to get an Uber charge ready. Sphinx taking on Pain Train immediately afterwards, but the damage has already been done. The medic is dead, and Sphinx is wounded, picking up a med pack, very small, medium-sized one, a little bit over half health. B-Man taking out Jubes, the medic on the enemy team, so I guess he's already managed to avenge the whole medic versus medic thing, so eye for an eye. And shooting at a demo man to make sure that he isn't a spy, not that bad of a move for him. Can't take any chances. Because when there's a spy, there's a sentry to sap. B-Man backpedaling across the bridge, actually moving towards Legacy's base. And current score right now, folks, if you can't read it at the top of the screen, is Makeshift with the score of 1 and Team Legacy with the score of 2. B-Man moving right, trying to get down through the stairway. Sees a demo man, not killing him yet though, and gets a shot off on him, and he's heavily wounded. There's a lot of blood all over the place. Great drink with a bottle kill on Emperor, as B-Man is now moving down the spiral, bat in hand, scattergun in hand, and right now, Makeshift is on a heavy offense, moving towards the enemy base. Great drink, as I'm switching off right now, moving down the stairway while somebody else is heading down the spiral. Sees an enemy demo man, misses his stickies at him, and actually they missed each other's stickies. Great drink, heavily wounded. Horribly wounded right now by the enemy, and ooh, Havoc takes a grenade in the back. Ow, Nightmare taking down both Havoc and Great Drink, and taking down B-Man immediately afterwards. Nightmare, great job playing a good defensive demo man, taking on 3 people at the bottom of his base, surprisingly with no crits. Speaking of crits, this has actually been discussed a lot within our tournament, whether or not crits should be disabled due to the low amount of players, since it's only 5v5. I mean, one crit decides the entire outcome of the battle. I mean, we've seen it happen within 6v6, but I think it's a bit more so within a 5v5 game, since any immediate death will immediately cause the loss of a game. And as Messiah dies to Sphinx, what's your input on that, Dead Slash?
Well, that's a really tough question, because it's something that I guess the community has to decide. Because for everybody who's against it, I don't know. You know, it sounds like Epic, they kind of dodged that question, but it's Epic. Valve, the Valve devs, they kind of dodged that question, but it sounded like they wanted to keep that in there. So I would say, you know, we keep it in and get used to it, because I don't think it's going anywhere. And maybe there'll be some changes to it in upcoming TF2 matches or patches. Patches and matches and snatches.
There are mods for server configs to disable crits, which I think a bunch of other leagues do use.
Swatches.
We possibly could use it for hours, but probably go back into the action right now, Dead Slash, as we currently have 11 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, and nobody capping anything in this game.
No, and one of the things that's pretty interesting about this, Leo, is that I don't think anybody is touched. Well, just as I say this, let's switch to B-Man, who is in there, and they finally did clear out that legacy defense, and now B-Man goes in as the spy, and he's going to go through, and he runs into a demo man. That doesn't last very long, but he was able to get through that defense as the spy. So that defense that they had over there was untouched for a long time, Leo. They weren't really doing anything to it. That's Makeshift wasn't really doing anything to the defense. So it was just sitting there untouched. There was not an offense coming out of Makeshift. Finally, though, they're maybe putting a push on, and at the halfway mark here, that might be the difference in the game. They're down by 1. They're going to need to start pushing at some point.
I think they're going to have to start pushing and pushing hard. They're going to have to absolutely waltz in there, get that Uber out. With an Uber soldier and demo man, they're going to have to waltz in there and destroy everything as much as possible. Now, what we have here is Legacy highly on the defense. They got their demo man, they got their medic, they have their soldier and their engineer in their base, just waiting for Makeshift, just holding them back. And there's Emperor getting a kill off on B-Man, the scout for Team Makeshift. So Makeshift scoutless already. Actually, no, I think he switched over to a spy. Watching from the angle of Havoc right now, who's 100% Uber charged, topping off his soldier and demo man, who are right next to him, and they're about to start moving in any second now. Sphinx taking out Jubes, the medic for Team sorry, Legacy. I had to almost call them L7 again. Right now, the Uber is going off right now as Havoc is moving forward with a soldier right about next to him. Sphinx taking down Emperor, and a very successful Uber push is Sphinx taking down the teleporter entrance, so they can't teleport themselves downstairs to do anything. Havoc healing up a Demo Man right now, and there's currently a 4-man push going downstairs. Makeshift taking down Nightmare, the main defensive man in Legacy's base. The sentry is currently down. Sphinx taking it down, and someone was right behind Makeshift Havoc, and that was a scout. Messiah almost managed to take him down. That actually wasn't a scout, that was the engineer. And Makeshift with the flag right now, still with 4 people alive, trying to head outside of their base. They most likely will be able to get a successful cap. I think they ditched the engineer. Let me see what... Yeah, they are not running an engineer anymore. They decided to throw him away. They're going for the spy instead of the engineer business. Havoc healing up his soldiers. I'm going to switch off of him to see what we got over here from the angle of Nightmare, who's lobbing grenades down this tight corridor. Sphinx taking on Messiah as he was heading up and is now dominating him. And standing on top of the stickies, and I think I just saw the scout leave the base. If I could find him any second, I might be able to, because I got to cycle through all these things. And yes, Ravage is inside their base. Makeshift is going to finally get a second cap with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. They're about to tie up the score finally, and we might be seeing a bit of overtime here, Dead Slash, where the team that scores the next point will win this match. But right now, the current score is Makeshift 2 and Legacy 2.
Now, I'm sure Legacy's very excited about the potential for overtime after coming off of a quadruple overtime, I guess, win in their last matchup, but just playing and playing all night long. Hopefully those guys don't have jobs like I do, because I'm dying over here with my undisclosed sickness eating away my throat and my inability to breathe correctly. I'm just chattering on about the wonders of not turtling in this matchup. So, let's have a look at the Emperor, who... his name really is EE, but apparently he's the Emperor too, as he is at the head of a rather large posse of Legacy members that are all now dead. So much for that. I thought they were going to be able to do it here, but we do have intelligence in play, but it's on the ground, and that was the Makeshift intelligence that was picked up but then dropped. Have a look at Messiah. Messiah is going to set up their turret right on top of their intelligence again, so they're going to go back to that. I think they had gone away from that for a little bit, and they're going to go back to that. That's going to be their setup, which originally they weren't doing. Makeshift did. They started doing it, and Makeshift stopped. So I guess Makeshift wants to be the innovators, and Legacy is they're all right copying. They don't care. Whatever works. Take a look at Jubes as he is coming across with 2 of his teammates right here. He's got a Demo Man right in front of him, and he's at about 56% Uber, so he's in the 60-70% range of Uber, as the intelligence has just been picked up by Makeshift. So let's switch over to whoever has that. That would be, I believe that is Sphinx who has that. And, you know, I don't know if you've realized this, Leo. Probably you did, as we're watching Havoc, as he is keeping, that is, I believe, Grape Drink, actually, who has that. You know, Sphinx, you know, like, if they call you, like, you know, like the Leoster or something like that's, or, you know, they call me, like, the Deadster or something like that. But if you tried to give that nickname to Sphinx, he'd be the Sphinxster. And that probably would not be very flattering. And the enemy intelligence was dropped. So the Pain Train here has the intelligence for Legacy. Now he's tangling with a medic, and the medic goes Uber on him. Pain Train in some serious trouble, but not really, because his health is pretty good, and he's able to dodge the medic. The medic had nobody with him, just went on his own Uber, and he kills him here. So both intelligences are in play, and the question is going to be who is going to be able to cap who, as both have retrieved the intelligence and taken them almost all the way back to their respective bases. But here we are, now it's been returned and captured right there. So Makeshift taking the lead now, so quite a switch in the momentum. Leo, I'm loving this matchup.
Actually, they both just capped at the same time, so the current total score is a tie game still. 3-3 for both sides. They both snagged the intel, they both ran into the enemy's base, and they both capped it. It was a fairly simple, easy transaction. It was an eye for an eye, I guess, on that point. As I'm going to watch it from the angle of Makeshift Sphinx, and something I want to point out from the IRC, which I just love reading constantly, is from Noobzor. He said, "I'm going to go to the bathroom, but I do not want to miss anything." And yes, this is true. This is a great matchup that we're watching right here. And he was just told to soil himself by Team Fortress's 2 Forts Spoo, so that he doesn't miss a beat. And I'm definitely not going to miss a beat, because I have to be sitting here broadcasting the whole match. And I'm going to be watching it from the angle of Sphinx. And B-Man getting shot in the face by Messiah. And holy crap, Havoc is taking on my Pain Train in 2 shots from the back. Sphinx taking on the Pain Train in 1 shot, but here comes Emperor and Jubes right behind Sphinx, taking him down right away. So current score is still tied 3-3. We got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, and this game is still tied. They're most likely going to be able to go into the overtime unless a cap happens within the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and it just might not. It looks like Grape Drink managed to pick up the inside. I'm going to find Grape Drink to see how he's doing right now. Makeshift Grape Drink being a demo man for his team. Running out right now. Meets up with a scout trying to kill him. No, that was Pain Train. Walks down the stairway and takes down Grape Drink before he was able to make himself out. Sphinx taking down the Sentry Gun and the Messiah. B-Man taking down Jubes. Right now, Makeshift is on a heavy offense, going all out, trying to get the Sentry to take the lead. Sphinx taking on the Pain Train right after. And I think I just saw a scout jump into the stairway to try and take it down. Yes, it was B-Man taking out Nightmare, grabbing the intel, and is now on his way out. This might be the leading cap for Makeshift. It might be the final cap of the entire game. This is getting extremely close here, folks, as this is being a nail-biter moment. I'm glad you guys voted this to be the match of the week. Havoc sawing down Messiah. Ow. The doctor's in today. B-Man taking on the Pain Train, and nobody from Makeshift has died during this push. Holy crap. Makeshift, Great Drink taking on Jubes, and there we go. The first kill for Emperor from Team Legacy, taking out, I think it was Great Drink. Sphinx eating a couple of grenades and in the face, and now the Uber is going up for Team Makeshift, a little bit premature since there's nobody around. So there's no Uber going off, and there goes the cap for Team Makeshift, now increasing their lead with a 4-3 score. Dead Slash, this is getting close. This is getting really close.
Yeah, and we've got the intelligences in play right now, so Legacy is reeling right here. Legacy really needs to make a move or they're going to lose this one, and we are very close with 2 minutes left to this ending. Makeshift with quite the momentum shift. That was a momentum shift for Makeshift. How about that for a play on words? It really isn't that clever. As Havoc now trying to escape the base. He is the medic. He's got needles flying at him, and whoa boy. It's like that scene from The Crow when Brandon Lee takes that dude and shoves needles all up in his arms and all over the place. That was what that just looked like. That guy had needles all over. And he is taken down. So the intelligence, while in play, is laying on the ground right there. So Makeshift would have been able to nail this one shut. Unable to close the door on it here. As we're watching Legacy trying to get across here. Legacy. We've got Jubes with a soldier and a demo man in front of him. I believe that's Grape Drink. No, Grape Drink was not who they killed. I'm sorry, Grape Drink is still alive. He's not even near the play. And I'm not sure who they killed. I apologize for that. As Nightmare and Jubes coming here, and now we have a scout on the scene. That's Pain Train. So this is with 50 seconds left. It's now or never here. These guys need to grab it and run back and cap it, and they need to do it right now. Legacy in trouble here. They've got it. It's in play, and they're off to the races. 40 seconds to go. We're counting them down. We've gone Uber, trying to clear the way for their man with the intelligence, and he's going to make it across. Let's switch over to him. Holy crapple. Here we go. It's the Emperor. Emperor. He launches himself across. We have 20 seconds. Is he going to be able to make it? He's got to get this off to a scout. He's not going to get there fast enough. 15 seconds. On his way to the intelligence room. He's going down the stairs. 10 seconds. Lumbering along, waddling in his fat duck-like soldier fashion. 5, 4, 3,
He's almost
2, 1, 0. Right down down to the very end. Wow, what an ending. Legacy, almost. Did you just climax, Leo?
Yes. That was getting
disgusting.
close. Wow. An incredibly close game, but with a victory to Team Makeshift. He was seriously right there. He was staring at the desk. The cap was in his face. He could have tied it and brought this into the overtime. Holy crap. He was so close to making it. If their scout did not die at that point, they would have definitely got the cap, and they would have definitely at least brought it into overtime. We would have seen an even longer game. But Makeshift, going through the match, they managed to turn it around in their favor and get that final cap, or at least getting the leading cap, bringing it to a score ahead. And wow, I'm reading the IRC. It is going crazy. Everybody is screaming, "Go Rocket Jump, go! Oh my God, do it!" Oh wow, an incredible match that Slash. Definitely match of the week quality. I'm so glad that you guys out there voted for this match to be it. But congratulations to Team Makeshift. Legacy, I'm sorry you were eliminated. But Makeshift is going into round 2 next week, and we're going to see who will be broadcasting next week during the match of the week polls.
Wow, that was a fun match to cast. I'm glad I stayed up for that one. A very good job by both teams there. And that was quite an ending as he was trying to waddle his way in there. Do we have any final shout-outs for tonight, Leo?
Yeah, and something I'd like to say before we go into shout-outs, if he went down the stairway, definitely would have gotten the cap instead of the spiral. I think he lost it for them. They should cut him, pink slip him right now. As let's go down through our shout-outs from our IRC network, and somebody is messaging me. The hell? I'll look at the messages later. Brave from High Self-Esteem just messaged me in game saying, like, nice climax. And I guess I'll go with the shoutouts. From Zilla Bunny from Team MP, shout out to all the teams, and also shutting out the competition for the shotgun shootout. All your mouse pads belong to All-Star. And that's right, we are giving away mouse pads as well as video cards and server hosting, and go check out all the rest of the prizes that we got up for grabs on air, or not on air, on our website on Opponent's Television. Go look it up on our tourney page under prize. Let's see what we got over here from Kenko, Opponent's TV's own Kenko. Oh my God! Exclamation, 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 11, exclamation, 01. Shout out to Kenko. He was, shouting out himself. Go Gamers Outreach. Go to www.gamersoutreach.org for more information on the 250-person, 40-hour Halo 3 2v2 1,000 prize LAN tournament. Talk to Kenko for more information. Also, anybody who wants to play some World of... Also, a shout-out that wants to play some World of Gaycraft with Leo. I've got his info. I've already quit WoW and sold my account for a hefty amount. So, yeah. Oh, also, Ken has a new haircut. Oh, well, thank you for letting us know. Maybe you can post some pics and we'll give it out to everybody. Another shout-out from Obnoxious Pocket. Shout-out to Commander Fun. Also, thanks for the broadcast. Well, thank you for watching. From Fant, he's on fire! And from NBA Jam, this was the best match ever. Yes, it was one of the closest 2-fort matches we've seen. It was a great match. Thanks to both teams for playing it. I'm impressed. I was definitely impressed. From Jericho, shout out to you for being a beast and to putting all your heart into each cast. Great work. Oh, thank you, Jericho. As long as there's no shouts for Dead Slash, we'll be fine. From NSR. Not sure what NSR stands for. I think they're in our tournament. I'm pretty sure they are. From NSR's Vile Sin. Happy belated Valentine's Days. Well, thanks. And that's the entire shout. I just closed somebody's shout out on accident, so whoever it was, whatever. From Goddess, shout out to Barfly Vile Sin, the Noobzor, please. And they make a good looking circle jerk. Not sure if I'm supposed to read that, but whoops. And from Tar Heels, who wants to make a shout out to Vinny the Boss. And we'll get we'll hear a bit more from Vinny the Boss later on once he gets a better sounding quality microphone, because during his last shout out spree he wasn't sounding too good on air. It was a little bit ugly in the sound quality, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. From Team Fortress 2 Fort Spoo, Save Ferris! And that's my shout out. I don't know what he means by Save Ferris, but maybe you could elaborate on that, Deathslash. Do you know what he means?
Save Ferris Bueller? Bueller?
Bueller. From Noobzor, I can't read that because apparently he likes, well, I guess I will read it. Vile Sin likes to touch little boys. And, Barfly, that's my sister apparently in the background laughing to that one. Barfly likes to take it from behind, and Vile Sin is a spy. And as for Goddess, well, that's just censored. Thank you, Noobzor. From Applesauce, shout out to PMS's H2O team. Good luck on your upcoming match against Agent. From Marvel's Caffeine, could you climax on air again, please? I wasn't recording. Well, if you want the recording, there'll be a recording of this probably tomorrow, so you can.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. You were a little bit way too excited at the end of that. Like
it was close. It was so close. And our final shout out is going from Virulent. Shout out to the match, Legacy versus Makeshift. He should have rocket jumped from the top lobby into the ramp elevator and take it down to the stairways. That's exactly what I just called earlier. The hell. And that's going to be it for a shout out. So let me see if there's anything in IRC that I should probably read out loud. And Fant is saying that he feels responsible for Legacy losing. Let me check my main account to see if some of you guys who don't know how to PM somebody with shouts at the end of their name got their shouts into the wrong person, and you did, around 5 of you. From Venomous, hey Dr. Drew, aka Leo Geo, Master Shake is the shiznit. Also,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Look, I don't even give a damn what Leo thinks. I don't know who the hell he is. I don't care.
Show the trifecta that I showed you on air. Let the community know if you want. Well, I'm not sure what you mean. You could probably tell me later words after the match. Let's see what we got over here from Destro. Why didn't Emperor rocket jump down to the elevator? Oh, everyone's on his ass about it. Like I say, man, pink slip him if you really want to get on this case. From, let's see, from Tyrone Green Love Machine. Tyrone Green, the Love Machine, alright. Shout out to Deathslash. You gave me the craps and you stood me up after I shaved my beard off for you. Or you stood me up after I shaved my beard off for you. You're a nub gamer and a bad lover and die in a fire.
Wow, who said that?
Tyrone Green, the Love Machine.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of...
Jeez, I don't even remember that one, but...
From Gecko Man, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition! And the last one... I'm not going to read that one, that's way too R-rated for us. Oh, from Makeshift Dipset, who just... Well, no, he didn't play in the game, but, well, from Makeshift Dipset. Aren't you glad you guys waited for the match? Yes, I am. It was a great match. And also a shout out to No Criticals. Which, oh, actually, they ran this game without crits. I'm pretty sure they've, it wasn't in our... They actually discussed this with me before the match, but, apparently they ran a mod that doesn't have... that makes it so crits don't run, and there's no rule in our list that goes against it, and both teams agreed on it, so they decided to not run crits. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah. And if you want, hey, I'm all for it, whatever. If you want to run no crits, unless we ban it, it's your call.
Yeah. Yeah, if the two teams agree on that, then what the hell?
Well, I mean, unless it's against the league rules. But that's going to be the last of our shout-outs, and that's going to be it. Back to you, Deathslash, to take it away for the night.
Alright, well, I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in to the TF2 Shotgun Shootout Tournament. Round 1, we saw an amazing match, right down to the wire, Makeshift versus Legacy. Legacy almost pulled this one off, but Makeshift was able to hold them off. And I'd like to thank ourselves, Spillage TV, and Frag Domina for putting this together. Brought to you by Diamond Multimedia, Thermal Take, Extract Pads, and Excessive Servers. And remember to tune in for our next matchup next week. It's going to be on February 24th. We will have some TF2 action before that, of course. but the actual shotgun shootout tournament round 2 will be February 24th, so definitely tune in for that. Check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to Leo Gio for putting everything together for tonight, and thanks to all the teams involved. And thanks to myself, Dead Slash, for doing such an awesome job on commentary. And so for Leo Gio, my name is Mike Dead Slash Kafka, saying good night. And remember, if it wasn't seen here, it wasn't ponage.